Welcome back to the Dadskillz how-to channel, and today we are pickling the last of the onions that we harvested from the allotment. It's been a pathetic harvest, not enough water, and we were left with a load of tiny onions, shallots, all the rest of it. So we're going to pickle the last of them. Bit more of a traditional method today. We're going to use malt vinegar. We're going to throw a few bits in there to infuse into that vinegar, and then we're going to lay them down again, and maybe till Christmas this time, and we'll be able to enjoy, hopefully, a couple of nice pickled onions with crackers and cheese at Christmas. That would be nice. So let's take a look at the method. Here's what we've got left. We've got onions in there, red onions, white onions, we've got shallots, and we're just going to boil the kettle and soak them in that boiling water for about a quarter of an hour. And then when that's done, we're going to strain the water off, cool them down, and hopefully those skins will be a lot easier to take off. So once they're cooled down and dried off a bit, we can now start the tedious process of taking all the skins off. So, a couple of tips that may make this easier. If you wanted, you could do this under some light running water, because there's kind of a membrane that you get on these onions if you peel them. That's quite tricky to sort of rub off. So if you do it under water, it does help that, and also it'll stop you bawling your eyes out while you're doing this as well. So there we go, we're all finished. We're left with a load of material for the compost heap. And hopefully we're left with some decent pickling onions. So the next step, I've got some lukewarm water there, just under a litre probably. And I'm putting in about 3 teaspoons of salt. We're going to make a brining solution. So unlike the last time where I put the salt directly onto the onions, this time I'm going to leave them overnight in a salty water. But it'll do exactly the same thing. It's just a different method. A bit more salt going in. Mix it up, no need to boil it. As I say, it's just lukewarm. It will dissolve in there readily. Pour it on. The bowl is probably a touch too small, but hey ho. And then just to weigh them down so they're all totally covered, I'm just going to put a plate on top just to weigh them down. And we'll leave that overnight. So now we're going to make our pickling solution, and we're going to use a traditional malt vinegar for this. So we've got a few chilies going in, some black pepper, some chili flakes, and some ground spice going in. And then we're going to bring that to the boil. And once it's been boiling for a couple of minutes, we're going to turn it off, and we're going to leave that overnight as well. So next day, we can wash our onions off, get all that salty water off. And the salty water, just like we saw before, should have taken a bit of moisture out of those onions, so that when we go to try them, they'll be nice and crunchy and not soggy. We're also going to strain off our malt vinegar that we've infused with all those goodies. We left that overnight. None of those are going to go in this jar. It's just literally the liquid that we want. And we're going to do this cold as well, so we're not going to reheat that mixture. So in go the onions. And this jar will take a couple of litres. I think it's half a gallon in old money. So it's like 2 1/4 litres, is that right? Something like that. So once they're in there, we can now pour in our pickling solution that we've had infused overnight. I do like the different colours in there, the red onions and shallots. Pop the lid on, and we're done. We can put that on the shelf and forget about it now until Christmas. So I think that went really well. The proof obviously will be in the tasting in a couple of months' time. So I just want to take this opportunity really to say thank you to all my new subscribers. The channel has grown quite significantly recently. And is there anything else that you want to see from this particular dad that you don't know? It could be DIY tips, it could be more cooking, it could be anything. Let me know in the comments below. YouTube in his wisdom will now recommend to you a video that you'll think you'll like as well. Take a look at that. And until the next time, leave me something particularly pickled in the comments below, and I'll see you again. Cheers.